Hello everyone, Team DK here, and in this video I am attempting a desert Pokemon only challenge in Pokemon Ruby version. My team will be Sandslash, Flygon, Cacturne, Claydol, Armaldo, and me, and together we will conquer this game. The rules are plain and simple. No items allowed in battle, outside of battle we can. HM Labs can be used. These are Pokemon that can learn a lot of HM moves and will only be used for that purpose. No glitches, hacks or cheats that can help me in any other way, and of course only desert Pokemon can be used. With all of that out of the way, let's jump right into it. We skip the intro and get to choose our name, Team DK of course. We arrive in a moving van and our adventure begins. We find Professor Birch being attacked by a Puchena and we can take a Pokemon. We choose the Pokemon Sandshrew and attack Puchena when we take him out with 2 scratches. We go to Professor Birch's lab and we receive Sandshrew. We give her the nickname Dillo because she looks like an armadillo. We find May and we battle. It's our Sandshrew against her Mudkip, and it's a back and forth battle, scratch and tackle, but we managed to crit and take her out. Next, we go through the water tutorial and head to Battleburg Forest. Here we encounter our first Team Magma member that's attacking a Devon's worker, researcher, and we fight. Sandshrew against Puchena, and this doesn't take long, 3 scratches is enough, and we head on to the first gym. In the gym, we can't even pass the trainers before the leader because we can only use Scratch, and Geodude is a rock type Pokemon. It's not very effective, so we can't even take Geodudes out. It's very hard, but we gain a few levels, and at level 17 we learn the move Poison Sting. Now we can challenge Roxanne in Rosboro City and fight. Now, we fail a couple of times because still we can do a lot of damage, and we gotta rely on poison damage and constant take damage from our normal move Scratch. Her first Geodude goes down after a long battle where we get her Geodude into the red, Roxanne healing her up, and then doing it all over again. Nosepass is the next Pokemon, and I managed to poison him first try. Very lucky. I go for a couple sand attacks to lower his accuracy, which will help because I am at 13 health, so I can't take many more attacks, and eventually Nosepass faints of poison and scratch, and we defeat Roxanne, receive the Stone Badge and also the TM Rock Tomb. We move on. We save Piku from a Team Magma member who we take out very easily. His Puchena goes down with 2 scratches. Mr. Briny is very happy, and now we can sail with his boat. We can go to his boathouse and take the boats to Dewford Town. Here we need to deliver a letter to Steven, who is inside the cave. We enter the cave, find Steven and deliver his letter, and he's grateful. We go straight to the second gym to fight Brawly and his fighting types. This is a very hard challenge. His matchup takes me out almost every time, and even if we do pass him, Makuida takes us out even so. So we need to do something, we need to gain some more levels, but even now is hard. At level 22 our Dillo evolves into a Sandslash. This might give us the edge. We can tank more hits, we can do more damage, and yes we do. Our Scratch does a lot more, and we take matchup out with 3 scratches. We manage to poison Makuida with the first Poison Sting and then go straight into scratching. We get him almost down, but Brawly heals him up, but it's inevitable, and eventually he goes down of poison and scratch. Brawly defeated, we receive the Knuckle Badge and a TM Bulk Up. We sail back with the boat Mr. Briny to Slateport City. Here we enter the museum and talk to Captain Stern. Team Magma members arrive and we battle. Numble against Dillo and we take him out with Scratch. The next Team Magma member has a Zubat, and 1 scratch is enough. Numble, 2 scratches, and they leave because we defeated them brutally. At level 24, Dillo tries to learn the move Slash. We swap out Defense Girl. On our way up to Mobile City, we come across May and we fight. First up is Dillo against her Shroomish, and I decide to use Slash. I get paralyzed, my health gets drained, and I use Slash again to take her out. Next is Marshtomp. I survive Water Gun, use Slash, Water Gun again, and a crit Slash to take Marshtomp out. Next Pokemon is Numble, and she is a one-shot Slash. May is defeated, and we head up to Mobile City. We receive the HM Rock Smash from a guy in Mobile City. We find Wally in front of the third gym and he wants to fight. His Ralts is an easy one-shot slash. We enter the gym to fight Watson and his electric type Pokemon. This faces us with a real challenge because his Magneton's steel type and we don't have anything we can use against him. I could have went for Rock Smash, but I didn't want to give my Dilo an HM move. I managed to take him out without it though. The first Pokemon is Magnemite and I go for Slash. I managed to crit my second Slash, so we take him out easily. Voltorb is next. I can't kill him with one slash, he heals up and I use Scratch and Slash again to take him out. Magneton the last Pokemon and I keep on slashing and slashing and eventually we got lucky and we crit our last slash and take him out before he can heal up. We receive the Dynamo badge and the TM Shockwave. Now we learn Dilo Rock Smash because yeah, we kinda need to, and it's a useful move against rock and steel type Pokemon. We chase away Team Magma and Team Aqua out of the Might Moon and we go up Mount Chimney to find Maxie. And we fight, of course. We lose a couple of times against Maxie and he's quite strong Pokemon. Against Golbat, but especially against Camerupt since it's his last Pokemon, and when we get there we're already damaged. We eventually push through and manage to defeat Maxie, and this is how we did it. His first Pokemon is Mightyena, and I use one Sand attack to lower his accuracy and go straight into slashing. I use Slash 3 times to take him out. At level 33, Dilo tries to learn the move Swift and I swap out Poison Sting. Next is Golbat and I one-shot crit him, very lucky. Camerupt is last, I use one Sand attack and also go straight into slashing. We get burned and manage to crit Slash and take him out. Maxie is defeated and we chase them all away. We enter the 4th gym to fight Flannery and her fire type Pokemon. We get taken out by Torkoal many times because of his overheat, body slam, bulky nature, and yeah, he's an overall strong Pokemon and we need more levels. We need a tactic, we need to be lucky with crits and high rolls. Now, the first Pokemon, Slugma, goes down with one slash. Next Slugma goes also down with one slash. Now, we slash Torkoal 3 times and we take him out. We needed a lot of extra levels for this one. We received the Heat badge and the TM Overheat. Outside the gym we come across May, she gives us the Go Goggles. Now we can enter the desert. We find our first desert Pokemon, Trapinch. We catch him immediately and give him the nickname It's a Trap. It's a trap! Like in my first video I ever made. If you want, you can check out that video after this one, of course. The next desert Pokemon we find is Cacnea. We catch him and give him the nickname James. This is related to the animated series where James from Team Rocket has a Cacnea. The next Pokemon we find is Baltoy. We catch him or her, genderless, and give him or her the nickname Balto. Just remove the Y. The last Pokemon is Anorith. I decided to take the Claw Fossil because I didn't use him in the Bug type video, and technically he is in the desert, so I consider him a desert Pokemon. These are the movesets right now at this point in the video. Trapinch, Cacnea, and Balto. We head to the research center in Westboro City and relieve Anorith from his fossil and give him the nickname Cretaceous. This is his moveset at this moment in time. Straight to the 5th gym to fight Dad and his normal type Pokemon. I don't really have a straight strategy for this one since none of my moves that my Pokemon have are super effective, so I'm doing what I can. I swap in James and use Leechy to slowly take away his health. I swap in Trapinch to use Bite to flinch him. I get Yawn, so I swap him back out. Balto comes in and use Psybeam to maybe confuse him, but I get taken out after Slaking heals up. Then Cretaceous come back in and I use Metal Claw and I manage to up my attack, so I keep on Metal Clawing until Slaking is dead. Vigoroth is next and I decide to keep fighting, but get taken out after doing 2 Metal Claws. Cacnea gets one-shotted, Trapinch comes in. I can get one bite off but get taken out. Dilo is a much higher level, so he slashes his way through Vigoroth and then through Slaking. He almost faints, that heals him up again, but we take him out after a few more slashes. We reach level 40, we receive the Balance Badge and the TM Facade. We receive the HM Surf from Wally's dad next to the gym. We then catch a Zigzagoon, name her HM Lad, even though it's a girl, and learn her the move Surf. Now we can head to Fortress City, but first we gotta go to the research lab and fight the Magma. Our first Pokemon is Numel, and we fight with Balto and get taken out by Ember after using Ancient Power. James comes in and I use Facade, but then get taken out one shot. Cretaceous comes in and Water Gun faints Numel. My Tiana is up and I use Scratch with crits, and I use as much Scratch as I have left and faint. Dilo comes in and I use Swift, which takes my Tiana out and we win. We come across May also on our way up to Fortress City. Balto is up against Shroomies and I use Psybeam. After a few Psybeams we take out Shroomish. Numel is up and I go for Mud Slap, which also lowers her accuracy. Eventually we take her down with Mud Slap. Marstomp is up, I swap in James. I want to use Leech Seed but get taken out one shot by Takedown. Cretaceous comes in, I use Metal Claw, I get Mud Shotted, I use Scratch and another Scratch, come on, and we faint by Mud Shot. Trapinch comes in and I use Bite. She is almost down, but then she takes herself out with the recall from Takedown. We also get the HM Fly from May and we head to the gym. But before we need to meet with Steven and use the Devon Scope on the Kecleon that's blocking our way. We enter the gym and we fight Winona. This is a hard battle for us because we can't pass Skarmory. Again, we don't have any moves or very few moves that are effective against Skarmory, and this makes it a hard battle. We eventually win though, and this is how we did it. We gained a few levels and Cretaceous is up against Swallow. My plan is to take her out with Rock Tomb before her evasiveness gets too high. Pelipper comes in and I use James. I use Leech Seed because I know she would use Aerial Ace and I would survive. I can't use Leech Seed because she avoided the attack. Trapinch comes in and I want to do as much damage as I can and try to flinch her with Bite. Just protect a couple of times and I get taken out by Water Gun eventually. Cretaceous come back in and one Rook Tomb is enough. We become level 36, Skarmory is up, and all I need to do is take Skarmory out with enough slashes. It lowers my accuracy and he uses Steel Wing that ups his defense, so it's harder and harder for me to take Skarmory out with Slash. She heals up every time I get her low enough, but eventually we take her out. Very lucky, we got 3 Pokemon left and all she has left is Altaria. She uses Earthquake and I can't get Rock Tomb off. Balto comes in, she uses Dragon Dance, I use Ancient Power and she keeps on using Dragon Dance. We get very lucky here and I keep on using Ancient Power and we take her out with a crit. Very lucky here, guys. Balto evolves after this battle into Claydol. Claydol wants to learn Hyper Beam and I decide not to. We receive the Feather Badge and also the TM Aerial Ace. Cacnea evolves into Cacturn. And we catch a Trophius, which is a HM Lad, very useful, Fly, Strength and Cut. We name her HM Gal. This one I got right. We find May in front of the Pokémart in Lilycove City. We battle. Cacturn is up against Swallow. I use Feint Attack, but she takes me out with Wing Attack. Trapinch comes in. I use Scrunch, but get taken out by Endeavor and Wing Attack. I swap in Cretaceous. I use Rock Tomb after surviving an Endeavor. Shroomish is next. I use Scratch, but he takes me out. Balto comes in and I use Psybeam, which is effective and takes out Shroomish. Next up is Numel and I use Mud Slap, the same tactic I have always used. Very effective. The next Pokemon is Marshtomp and I decide to swap in Dilo and slash my way through. Couple of slashes, 3 to be exact, does the job. At level 42 we try to learn Fury Swice, but I decide not to, cause this move is not very useful. We defeat May and we move on. South of Mount Pyre we receive the TM Giga Drain from a woman there. We immediately learn this move to our Cacturn and swap out Ingrain, cause Leech Shade might come in handy sometime. We go to the top of Mount Pyre and fight Team Magma. His first Pokemon is a Numel and I'm fighting with Cretaceous. I use Water Gun and take him out. The next Numel is also 2 Water Guns. Team Magma Grunts are defeated. We chase away Maxi because he takes the wrong orb. We get the right one and we head on. In the Team Magma base, our Trapinch reaches level 35 and evolves into a Vibrava. He also learns the move Dragon Breath. We swap out Sandtomb because this move is trash. We head on, and at the end of the base we find Tabitha, who is guarding the submarine we fight. Cretaceous is up against Numel and I use Ancient Power, which is super effective. He heals up, but a Rock Tomb does the job. Camerupt is next. I use Ancient Power, my stats get raised. I use another Ancient Power and he's down. My Tiana is the last Pokemon. I use Rock Tomb to slow his speed. I'm struggling with Confusion. He's lowering my speed. I get a Water Gun off. He keeps on annoying me and I snap out of Confusion and take him out with Metal Claw. Tabitha lost and the submarine leaves the base. Next up is a 7 gym fight with Glacia and Tate. Solrock and Lunatone are both strong opponents. Both rock psychic types. Very strong against my typing. It is a tough battle. We lose a couple of times, but the right strategy does the job. Vibrava and Cacturn are up against Solrock and Lunatone. We both focus Lunatone. We use Dragon Breath and Feint Attack, but Vibrava gets taken out one shot. Balto comes in and we use Ancient Power, Feint Attack combo on Lunatone, and this seems to work. Balto keeps tanking those flamethrowers from Solrock, so I can focus all of my stuff on Lunatone. We get him in the red a couple of times. Every time he heals up, no big deal. We keep on damaging. James gets put to sleep. Balto keeps tanking the flamethrower and we go for the same tactic, Ancient Power, Feint Attack, and eventually take out Lunatone. Solrock is all that's left. Ancient Power has no PP left, so we go with Rock Tomb, Feint Attack. Balto gets taken out by Solar Beam, Cretaceous comes in, and again Ancient Power, Feint Attack is the tactic to go. And we take out Solrock. Glacia and Tate are defeated and we receive the Mind Badge and also the TM Calm Mind. Next up we receive the HM Dive from Steven next to the gym. We capture a Magikarp, let it evolve into a Gyarados, but first name her HM Gal, of course. I'm not getting this wrong again. Gyarados, there it is. We learn her all the HM moves and then we dive underwater, find the submarine and head into the Team Magma base. We find the TM Earthquake and learn this to our Dilo, very useful. We go in front of Groudon and Maxi comes and challenges us. Cacturn is up against his Mightyena. I use Leech Seed, but I'm hurting Confusion. Eventually I get Leech Seed off and go for Facade. Takedown hurts me, Confusion hurts me and I get taken out. Balto is the next Pokemon and I go for Ancient Power, but Mightyena heals up. Leech Seed is still in effect. I keep on using Ancient Power, go for a Mud Slap to lower his accuracy. Leech Seed is still going on. I'm hurt myself in Confusion, but he faints eventually. Crobat is the next Pokemon. I decide to keep fighting, get hit by a Wing Attack, but I use Ancient Power and get taken out eventually by Wing Attack. Cretaceous comes in, needs to finish the job. One Rock Tomb does the job. Camerupt is the last Pokemon. I decide to keep fighting, use Ancient Power, but get taken out by Camerupt. Dilo comes in, I use my new move Earthquake and it's already effective. We defeat Maxi, uses the blue orb, which angers Groudon. Events take place, we all come together, Groudon is very angry, the sun is shining ever so bright, we don't know what to do. Steven comes and tells us we need to go to Sutopolis City and fight Groudon, which we do. We enter his cave, use the red orb and fight Groudon. James is up against Groudon and we use Giga Drain but get taken out by a crit from Slash. Vibrava is the next Pokemon and I decide to use Dragon Breath to maybe paralyze him. He keeps using Earthquake on me, which doesn't work because I have the ability Levitate. I managed to paralyze him, use a couple of digs, some more Dragon Breaths, but he keeps using Earthquake. I don't know why, somebody tell me please. But he takes me out with a crit from Slash. Cretaceous comes in, I use a Water Gun first, which doesn't do anything. I decide to use Ancient Power, which is not very effective, and I get taken out by Earthquake. Balto comes in, and I decide to use Ancient Power again. I want to up my stats. It's not very effective, but after a few Ancient Powers, I decide to use Psybeam. I hit a crit and take out Groudon. The storm has settled and we can go to the A gym to fight walls in its water types. Milotic is a very strong Pokemon. He takes me out so many times with his Ice Beam, his Surf is very strong. We level and our Unrit evolves into a Armaldo. We need some more levels though because we get still taken out many times. Milotic and Whiscash and all of our Pokemon, but we eventually win though. Love Disc is his first Pokemon and I'm fighting with Vibrava. She uses Attract, I'm immobilized by Love. I managed to get her paralyzed, so on this one we're kind of even. She heals up and I keep on using Secret Power to try and take her out. I eventually faint of Water Pulse and hurt of my confusion. Balto comes in, I'm confused again but managed to take out Love Disc with Psybeam. Whiscash is next and I swap in James. I use Needle Arm, he uses Amnesia, I uses another Needle Arm, and this takes out Whiscash. Celio is the next Pokemon and I swap in Cretaceous to use Ancient Power, which is super effective. 2 Ancient Powers do the job. Seeking is the next Pokemon and I swap in James again. I use Giga Drain to get my health back and finish the job with a Needle Arm. The next Pokemon is our fearsome Milotic. How do we do this? We swap in Balto. Do as much damage as I can with Psybeam and maybe get her confused, but I don't get to and get taken out by Ice Beam. Cretaceous comes in, I go for Ancient Power, but get taken out by Ice Beam. Dillo comes in, I use Earthquake, which hits a crit, and we manage to take out Milotic and defeat Walls. We get the Rain Badge and the TM Water Pulse. Now we can head to the league. On Victory Road, we come across Wally one last time. Vibrava is up against Altaria. She uses Dragon Dance, I use Dragon Breath, manage to get her paralyzed and keep on Dragon Breathing. We eventually take her out after she heals up. Next up is Roselia and I decide to swap in Balto. I use Psybeam, which is super effective but get taken out by Razor Leaf though. Vibrava comes back in and I use Flight to finish the job. Delcatty is the next Pokemon and I keep on fighting with Vibrava. I go for Dragon Breath to paralyze her again, same tactic. Then I go for Dig and do as much damage as I can, maybe take her out, but I get put to sleep. She uses a Tri-Attack which does a lot of damage. I'm in love but take her out with Dragon Breath. Magneton is up and I swap in Dillo to use our famous and most strong ground move we have, Earthquake. Magneton is no match for us and get taken out easily. Gardevoir is next. I swap in James to use Feint Attack, super effective. He uses Double Team, a Super Potion, but we keep on Feint Attacking and eventually take out Gardevoir. Wally is defeated and now we can really head to the league. First of the Elite Four is Chimney with his Dark type Pokemon. We get taken out easily because our levels are way too low. We need to level up and find some more moves like Dragon Claw, which we find in Mount Moon, and we learn this move to its Trap, aka Flygon. We swap out Dig because I don't think we won't be needing it. We also get the TM Psychic from the Game Corner in Mobile City and learn this move to our Balto. We swap out Cosmic Power. We need more psychic moves. Okay. Next we try again and we faint a couple more times, but the chances are there and we eventually beat Chimney. His first Pokemon is a Mightyena and I'm fighting with its Trap. I go for 2 Dragon Claws. He barely survives. Chimney heals up, go for Dragon Breath and 2 more Dragon Claws, and my Tiana is fainted. The next Pokemon is Cacturn. I decide to keep fighting. I get 1 Dragon Breath off and get taken out. I swap in Dilo and I use Aerial Ace, which is super effective. 2 Aerial Aces and Cacturn is down. I put in James to fight Sharpedo. I survive Slash, use Giga Drain, another Slash, another Giga Drain, and Sharpedo is down. Absol is the next Pokemon. I decide to keep fighting, but get taken out by Aerial Ace. Cretaceous comes in. I use Ancient Power. He uses Swords Dance. Another Ancient Power, heals up with a Berry. Ancient Power, and I get taken out because he heals up with a full restore. My Ancient Power ran out of PP and Balto comes in. Ancient Power, we go, and we get taken out very easy by a crit. Dilo is the last Pokemon. Absol is low enough. 1 Earthquake does the job. Aerial Ace on Shiftry. We get swaggered, still use Aerial Ace, Shiftry goes down, Chimney defeated, on to the next one. Next of the Elite Four is Phoebe with her Ghost type Pokemon. We get very lucky and win first try. Flygon is up against Dusclops and we manage to paralyze her with the first Dragon Breath. We go for Dragon Claw but get confused along the way. She heals up and I hurt myself in confusion, get hit by Curse, and we faint eventually. Dilo comes in to finish the job with an Earthquake that crits. Another Dusclops is up and I decide to swap in James to use Feint Attack. Dusclops can use Ice Beam. I get 2 Feint Attacks off before she takes me out with Ice Beam. No surprise there. Cretaceous comes in. Dusclops heals up with his Berry and I use Ancient Power. I get confused, hurt myself in confusion. Shadow Ball, I get 1 Ancient Power off and defeats Dusclops. I decide to keep fighting. Use 1 more Ancient Power, no PP left. Rock Tomb then it is, but get taken out by Shadow Ball. Balto is up, I use Ancient Power on Banette, no PP because of Spite. Rock Tomb then, but get taken out also by Shadow Ball. Dilo is the last Pokemon, Earthquake finishes Banette. Sableye is next, 2 Earthquakes for her. Last Pokemon Banette, and also here 2 Earthquakes. Phoebe is defeated. And we go on to the next one. Our next opponent is Glacia with her Ice type Pokemon. This was a really hard battle because all of my Pokemon are weak against Ice, Water or both. Now, we needed a lot of levels for this one because we get taken out many times by Glalie and Ice Beam, Celio and Blizzard, Walrein and Blizzard and Surf, Sheer Cold, because we get taken out by everything. So we needed a lot more levels, and even then it was a hard challenge, but we pulled through as always. Her first Pokemon is a Glalie and I'm fighting with Cretaceous. Ancient Power is the move to go. We tank an Ice Beam, another Ancient Power does the job. The next Pokemon is Celio and I swap in James. I'm planning to do Needle Arm. I do Needle Arm, survive an Ice Ball and use Giga Drain to get some health back. The next Celio is up. And I decide to use Giga Drain to get more of my health back. Luckily Celio misses Blizzard and I use Giga Drain again and I'm almost full health. The next Pokemon is Walrein and I swap in Flygon. The plan is to paralyze her, so I can attack first. 2 Dragon Breaths and she's paralyzed, but I get taken out by Blizzard, but the job is done. James comes in, I use Giga Drain, get taken out by Blizzard, all part of the plan. Dilo comes in, she heals up with a Berry, she's slow enough, Earthquake, Walrein is down. The next Pokemon is Glalie, Earthquake, after I survive an Ice Beam with 3 health, no Earthquakes left, Balto comes out. Psybeam, and gets taken out by Crunch after she heals up. Cretaceous is my last Pokemon, it's all or nothing, I use Ancient Power, almost down. She's gonna use a full restore, another Ancient Power, come on. Hail, Ice Beam, 2 health, Ancient Power, Gladie's down, Glacia defeated, and we move on guys. Drake is last of the Elite Four with his Dragon type Pokemon. This also was a very hard challenge, but less than the Ice types. We need to find a way to quickly get rid of the Flygon so I have energy and Pokemon left to fight Salamence. We needed a few more levels for this fight. We faint a couple of times, but eventually we push through and defeat Drake. This is how we did it. Flygon is up against Shelgon, so we can take him out quickly. I use Dragon Claw after he protects, and we almost take him out. He uses Rock Tomb on me, I use Dragon Breath, and another Dragon Breath, and Shelgon is done. Altaria is the next Pokemon, and decide to swap in Balto and use Ancient Power. Very crucial part is that here my stats raise as the effect of Ancient Power. Now we have more power and we take Altaria out with a few more Ancient Powers. The next Pokemon is Flygon, and I decide to keep fighting because my stats are raised. Psybeam does a lot of damage. I use 2 Psybeams and take out Flygon with a Psychic. Very crucial here, 1 Flygon is down already, Salamence comes in, I get 1 more Psychic off and then I faint. I swap in Cretaceous to finish the job. I use Ancient Power. She heals up with a berry. She was very low, like full restore, another Ancient Power. Dragon Claw barely survive and take him out with Ancient Power. Very crucial. Last Flygon, I get taken out by Dragon Breath. James comes in. I'm going to stall this and do as much damage as I can with Giga Drain. Giga Drain doesn't do a lot. Flygon is trying to use Fly. The first Fly doesn't kill me. Giga Drain, I get some health back. Dragon Breath on me, another Giga Drain. He barely survives. Fly is coming up, I'm going down this time, and yes. Now Dilo comes in and I take out Flygon with Aerial Ace. Drake is defeated. The champion is left, guys. The champion is left, Steven with his Steel and Rock type Pokemon. We get taken out a few times by Credilli, Metagross, Armaldo, but the real struggle of this battle is the first Pokemon, Skarmory. Skarmory is a bulky, tanky Pokemon and I don't have anything I can use against him. I don't have any move that does something that is effective, super effective. I'm stuck. When I pass Skarmory, I only have 3 or 2 Pokemon left, and that is not enough to beat the rest of Steven's team. I need to come up with something to get rid of Skarmory so I can take on the rest of his team. I get the TM Flamethrower from the Game Corner in Mobile City and learn this move to Flygon. We swap out Crunch because we won't be needing it anymore, and now with Flamethrower we might get the edge. Now we can take on Skarmory. Skarmory is up against Flygon. We go for Flamethrower and look at this. He's going down. 2 Flamethrowers is all it takes. Skarmory is down. We have all our Pokemon. It's going to win. Dilo is up against Aggron. 1-shot Earthquake. Credilli is the next Pokemon. And I swap in Flygon. We go for the Paralyze as always. Dragon Breath is the move to go with. We get Giga Drained all over the place. I use as much Dragon Breath as I can. No Paralyze for me, but we get sucked dry. Next Pokemon, Claydol. Come on, Psybeam. We get confused. We get Psychic off and manage to take her out with a crit. Very lucky. Armaldo is coming up and I swap in Cretaceous. Armaldo versus Armaldo. We both go for Ancient Power. He has the speed, I have the damage. And it's not worth sacrificing my Cretaceous, so I swap in James to finish the job for me. Armaldo is low enough, I tank an Ancient Power and take him out with Needle Arm. Next Pokemon is Claydol. I decide to keep fighting and go for Giga Drain. He uses Light Screen. My Giga Drain does not as much damage as it would do normally. We tank Earthquake, we keep on Giga Draining, we tank the Earthquakes, but he has the power of the Full Restore, a power I do not possess. So, we keep on draining, but he keeps on Earthquaking. My Giga Drain does a crit and we take out Claydol. Metagross is the last Pokemon and all I can do now is stall, do as much stick damage. He uses Meteor Mass and his attack raises, very bad for us. Cretaceous comes in. We go for the Water Pulse, maybe a confusion, but no. Another Meteor Mash on our head. Claydol comes in. We go for Psybeam, maybe a confusion. We do everything we can, but get taken out. It's all on Dilo and Earthquake now. Let's see what we can do. We go for an earthquake. This does a lot of damage. We tank a meteor mash. He heals up with a berry. No full restore. Another earthquake. Boom. Metagross down. We are champions, guys. We did it. We put our Pokemon in the Hall of Fame. Flygon, Claydol, Cacturne, Armaldo, Sandslash, and me. We did it, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Today we chose a location in Pokemon Ruby, the desert. We went there and made a team of all the Pokemon we could find. And with this team we beat the game. It was a fun but still challenging playthrough. Thanks again for watching, guys. We hit 500 subscribers, guys. I can't believe it. It's been a journey so far. I love making these videos and I'm happy to see you love the videos as well. Thank you again for the support and I'm looking forward to the future. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friends. This has been TMDK. See you next time.